Hi, my name's Eliza. I'm the owner of Blink Salon in Welling and I love blow drying.
Amazing. So obviously we have followed you on Instagram for quite some time since you started using our products. So we've come down today to do some filming and I'm just really interested to kind of get to know a little bit more about you, about why you love hair. So tell us a bit more about like what you do. Obviously you're a hairdresser, like what are the things you do in your salon? What's your favourite thing?
We specialise in all things hair, extensions, blow dryers, makeup, everything, sort of like a one-stop shop.
Okay, so obviously like you do a lot of blow dries. You were saying before that you've got a record of 32 blow dries in a day.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so one New Year's Eve I've done 32 in a day.
How do you even get through that many blow dries in one day?
Patience. People running on time and a good team that I've got around me.
So do you like blow drying? Is that one of your top things to do?
Yeah, I love blow drying. I love the confidence it gives a client when they leave and how blow dries can last them a good few days.
So what is your tip to making a good blow dry last?
Using the right products, leaving the hair to set and cool and spray it after.
So obviously you talked about products quite a lot today and we have our own Pro Blow styling range, but throwing out there to the market, what products would you recommend to use and to kind of use to prolong and to make your blow dry last?
Definitely a good aerosol hairspray, nothing too wet, so using that when your barrels are in over the top just to help set them a little bit, and then after, and not overloading with product. And a good moisturising cream, like a blow dry cream.
So obviously for our brand, like healthy hair is absolutely key. So we're kind of all about creating gorgeous hair but without damaging your hair, like kind of stepping away from the hot irons a little bit. As obviously professionals, the hairdresser and the stylist, what do you kind of think about that? Do you think that's important or?
Definitely. I think dull, dry hair doesn't make anyone feel good about themselves. So using good shampoos, conditioners and products are definitely key. Going for a professional blow dryer over tongs and straighteners is better for your hair anyway.
Okay, and so obviously like today's been all about stylists and professionals who use our product range. For girls using the product range at home who are using the brushes to create a curl as opposed to using a curling wand or like a straightener to curl it, is that going to make their hair healthier and prolong the health of their hair?
Definitely. As long as you're following the guides and step-by-steps and using the correct products, your hair won't be damaged at home.
Okay, awesome. Obviously we have 3 different sized Cami barrels, small, medium and large, and from a brand perspective it's really interesting to see how the preference of barrels change quite often. So sometimes we find that the large is our best seller when like we would never really promote the large that much for a curl. So from your point of view for salons and for professionals, what would you say was the best barrel size to achieve what kind of look? So if you were to kind of talk through the 3 sizes.
So I would definitely say the smaller barrel is for your more kind of big bouncy curls, that you're going to kind of get that more, the bigger blow dry effect. I would definitely say for the medium barrel, go for on like shoulder length down hair if you want that big blow dry effect, because you're kind of getting more barrel for your hair. And then the larger barrel I definitely think for short hair creates just loads of volume and a kind of more of a flick and a bounce rather than that curl.
Okay, so what's your go-to size in salon?
Medium.
Oh really? Interesting. Okay, and why is that?
Just because a lot of my clients have extensions and naturally longer hair, so I tend to find that the medium barrel I can get a bigger curl on.
Okay, so moving on from that to extensions then, obviously we did a blow dry today using the Pro Blow Cami brushes on extensions. So is there anything you would do differently if you blow dried extensions as opposed to drying like natural hair?
So with extensions, they tend to hold the water a lot more than what natural hair does. So really, really rough drying the extensions off to kind of take a lot of that moisture out, and sectioning the top from the bottom, so starting at the top, then working your way down.
So you're that's kind of different, isn't
it?
So
you sort of back to front.
Okay, and one thing I wanted to touch on was we quite often have people who struggle getting barrels in and out of their hair. It's probably the most common question we get asked. From a brand point of view, obviously we have the step-by-steps, and we know like the hints and tips of how to stop that from happening. So from your point of view, what would you suggest for people to follow to ensure that the barrels roll in and remove really easily?
We clean sections, keeping everything neat, clipping sections out of the way, and before you roll your barrel up, just giving it one last quick brush through before you roll it up.
And then when it comes to removing, I know something you said earlier on today, which we laughed about because you said it so many times, but it's so important, is to make sure the root is really dry.
Yeah, so making sure the root's really dry, just so that it's not getting stuck.
Okay.
So sometimes if you find your hair's getting stuck, it means it's not dry enough.
Right, so you've really got to make sure the root is fully dry before you then take the brush through.
Yeah, so if it's not fully dry, that it will last only a few minutes.
Okay, so that's really interesting. So we're saying that one of the reasons people's blow dries may not be lasting as long as they would want is because the root isn't fully dry before they're rolling the barrels up.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously in your salon you mentioned as well a lot of your clients actually have the product and they come in for blow dry and leave. Is that something that you've kind of encouraged, or has it just kind of happened organically?
No, definitely. So I always say to my clients to purchase them. If they're regulars and they're having blow dries all the time, I definitely think it's a good investment because they're able to leave with the brushes in, run their errands for the day, and then go, where we haven't got to like sort of take it out. Then it's giving it all day to set, because the longer the brushes are in, cooling down and setting, the longer your blow dry is going to last.
From a girl at home point of view, if you go to the salon, you have your blow dry and then leave the barrels in, do you kind of show them the easy way to remove them before sending out the salon? Or
Definitely, so I would go through with the client on how to remove them.
Okay.
So by grabbing the spike and the top and gently rolling and easing it out of the hair, rather than just pulling it and then manipulating it around your finger to help hold that curl.
And why do you manipulate it around your finger? Why is that such an important step in the process?
Just because otherwise when you're pulling it out, you're going to pull out that curl. So if you're wrapping it around your finger, you're just bending it straight back into the curl.
What would you then suggest of an even to prolonged hair blow dry?
So I would say to pull your hair back into like a loose ballerina bun, so like twisting the hair around your finger and twisting it up, and just grabbing a couple of long pins just to pin it into place and sleeping with it up.
Okay, so then when you wake up in the morning, you just loosen the
pull
pins.
it out and then just shake your hair out.
So finally, our last question would have to be, when did you start using ProBlow? Like, where did you find out about us, and kind of how did we come from that to where we are today?
So I started using ProBlow when I was more mobile based, when I just had my little girl nearly 4 years ago, and ProBlow was really quite small then.
It was literally launched just 4 and a bit years ago?
Yeah, so I'm not the original.
The OG.
Yeah, the GC OG. And I just fell in love. So then when I did take over a salon, it was just something I knew that automatically I was going to have in salon, and that would benefit like me, like the girls who worked in it, and my clients.
It's really nice to be here today. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
Keep blowing pro, and yeah, I'm excited to see what's next.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.